Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you all so much for your kind comments, likes, shares, follows. I'm so appreciative and grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. The overall energy of this reading is the Nine of Wands, a wounded warrior. Feeling very guarded, very protective of oneself. There's also this feeling of isolation, going at it alone, a feeling of being alone, very guarded. What's going on with this? What do we need to know about this Devil? Devil, obsession, addiction, like an attachment to the Nine of Wands energy, attachment to an obsession with being the wounded warrior, victim mentality. It looks like we're looking at someone stuck in chronic fight or flight. Someone stuck in a story. I feel like that woundedness definitely happened, that being a victim of something. But it feels like what I'm tuned into for who this message is for, it's becoming the identity. It feels like that's become an identity of being the in victim mentality. All right. Whew. Intense energies, very intense. Confusing. There's a patience to temper this, to change this story that's not helpful into something that is helpful. So temperance energy, the angel is shifting water from one glass to the other, changing something, alchemizing water to wine, alchemizing something unwanted into something that is wanted. It takes patience, focus. It feels like you're changing this, or there's an opportunity here for you to change the story. Change your story from what you do not prefer, water, into wine, something you do prefer. Lead into gold. Victim mentality into origin story. Allowing what you've gone through to work for you and not hold you back. Wow. All right. Oh, temperance again in the hidden blessings. This is about shifting energy, shifting the story, your story. You have the capability. Only you can do this. If you want your world to change, you have to tell a different story. You can't get to what you want by telling and staying in that victim mentality. There's a need to transcend this, to get out of that wounded warrior energy. Allow what you've gone through to change you, to be your origin story. So it's a choice. What I've gone through is perfect for creating what it is that I want. What I've gone through, I've allowed to hone me into and shape me into who I prefer to be. Feels like right now you might be experiencing overwhelm, emotional overwhelm. It feels like that's your fuel. That's what you're transforming. Your emotions, allowing yourself to feel your emotions, to sit with your emotions, dropping the storyline. Get into your body, feeling in its lower chakras. It's not your thinky, thoughty thoughts. It's not the story. It's feeling these uncomfortable emotions. You don't have to go spelunking and looking for them. They come up all the time, don't they? Uncomfortable emotions arise. And when they do, it feels like being present with them. They're your feelings. They're your emotions. So taking responsibility, what do you want to use these emotions for? What have you learned from your experiences? How can you take what you've gone through and allow it to transform you into what you prefer going forward? Boy, it feels like a lot of emotions coming up. A lot of uncomfortable emotions to be processed, to be felt, so you can sit with them, so you can sit with your own uncomfortable emotions. Feels like once you sit with your emotions, you sit with the discomfort of them, you face your emotions. Instead of trying to escape, instead of trying not to feel these uncomfortable emotions, it feels very empowering to just sit with them. Not trying to change them, allowing your emotions to be as they are. Create enough space that you can have them. It's hard to process emotions if your space feels very small. If your emotions was red food dye and your space is small, like a glass of water, then adding a couple drops of emotions fills all of your water, all of your space. You become that emotion. Whereas if you create a lot of space and allow all the emotions to be, how big does your space need to be? As big as the universe? Then the dropper full of colored emotion dissipates. It doesn't take up the whole space. All right. What I'm getting here is the hidden blessings are uncomfortable emotions that are coming up to be felt. It feels like a blessing in disguise instead of what's going wrong, something I'm feeling uncomfortable, instead of looking out in your world and trying to blame, why am I feeling this way? Who's making me feel this way? Instead, owning your emotions and sitting with them and processing them and shifting them, allowing them to be. Wow. It feels like an intuitive process. All right. What you're leaving behind is Eight of Swords in reverse. Feels like you're leaving behind being stuck in your mind, being stuck in limiting beliefs. Yeah, you're leaving behind ways of being that have kept you very stuck in maybe the mindset of victim mentality. Feels like you might have been raised in a family where nobody was responsible for their emotions, how they felt, what was going on. They're not responsible for anything other than the positive things that happen, but they're not responsible for anything negative. And so you might, or unwanted. And it feels like you have an opportunity here to unmatch from that teaching, from that way of being. All right. What else are we leaving behind? Leaving behind, emotionally immature people, stunted. It feels like you have spent a lot of time trying to convince people of your worth and value. People who have no intention of ever doing right by you. And so just recognizing who they are and making different choices, not choosing that person. You're not choosing, it looks like you're leaving behind people who treat you, it's not an option. What is this? People who are playing with you. Feels like to get out of this victim mentality, you stop picking the people who are also in this game, who are two-faced, who tell you what you want to hear. And it feels like you're leaving behind a lot of struggle and strife and efforting and not being successful. Feels like these injustices, it feels like it's been very difficult to find your alignment from the injustices that have happened in the past. It looks like you're leaving behind injustices because you're no longer going to be aligned with it. That's no longer your story. Like attracts like. And so if you are in that victim mentality chronically, nothing is your fault, everything's happening to you, then yes, you keep attracting more of those victim stories. There's a need to leave that behind, leave the stories behind. They're not helping you. Or to find out, why do I still tell the story? Why am I holding on to the story of how I was hurt? What is it that I'm wanting to get from that? What is at the root of it? What am I trying to get? What need am I trying to get met? It feels like recognizing that, just letting go of stories that are out of alignment with what you want. If you say you want this, but you keep talking about this out of alignment, then you keep setting your energy at this out of alignment and receiving more of it. Okay. Whew. How to get the most of this energy is the Six of Swords in reverse. Not moving to calmer waters, not quieting the mind. This feels like nervousness, anxiety, worry. Yeah, this definitely feels like worrying, walking on eggshells, constantly worrying. It's definitely when you're in that victim mindset for a long time, chronically, then I think you recognize there's a lot of worry because you're operating from everything's happening to me. I have no control over my life. Things are happening to me. I'm disempowered. Moon reverse. Things are coming to light. Things that were hidden are coming to light. Those are also emotions coming up to be felt. And it feels like how to get the most of this energy is recognizing when something's coming up to be felt. Even if someone in your environment triggers something, activates something, it's not them. It's something. If they say something, they're activating something that's within you. They're showing you that there's something that's an uncomfortable pattern, something, beliefs that you're holding on to that are not working for you. Feels like there's a real opportunity here to take control of your life. Take control by taking control of the story of how you perceive yourself and your world around you. All right. What's supporting you is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's definitely the direction we like seeing this card. What's supporting you is you're no longer abandoning yourself. Whew. By telling a story of victimhood again and again and again and amplifying it and making it bigger and creating more, you are disempowering yourself. You're giving all your power away to others through blame. These are tough messages. All right. What's supporting you is no longer abandoning yourself. Allowing yourself to be whole. And by allowing yourself to be whole, you're also no longer separating out good and bad emotions, good and bad feelings. Instead, it feels like recognizing that all of the emotions are important. It feels like taking away the judgment of emotions. And I've got another worry card here. Let me get some more on, that's the second time in a row. Six of Swords in reverse showing up. You can't get there from there. That sounds like Abraham Hicks, and she is correct. They are correct in this description. You are telling a lie about yourself, perpetuating this victimhood, everything happens to you mentality. And you're wanting with the Fool card for that to lead you to your happiness. And you can't get from victim mentality, you can't get to your happiness. You can't get there from there. Feels like you want happiness, you want that sunshine, you're wanting a new story. And so you need to start taking responsibility for how you think, what you say, and your actions, so they're integrated. You think, say, and do the same things. They're all in alignment. You're in alignment. You can't get to happiness and joy and feeling fulfilled from everything happens to me. I have no control over it. You can't. You just can't. There's a need to put this story to rest. Tell a new story. Tell it from a more empowered point of view. All right. What to be mindful of is the Strength card in reverse. What to be mindful of are insecurities. Feeling disempowered, feeling insecure, feeling a lack of confidence. People feel that insecurity and stay in it because of a belief that, I'm afraid to go in that direction. I'm afraid. And so you allow your fears to dictate how you move, how you think, what you believe. And really, the Strength card, you find your confidence, your inner confidence, by facing your fears, going in towards the direction of your fears, knowing that everything that you want is on the other side of going through that fear. Not allowing fear to dictate how you move, how you think. Showing yourself again and again how strong you are. Confidence does not happen by the environment just being gifted to you. Confidence comes from bravely facing every fear and just showing yourself that you can do it again and again and again and again. That's real confidence. And self-love. There's something powerful here around this Ace of Cups. It's very loving to get yourself out of this victim story. Learning how to love yourself in very empowered ways by facing your fears, by making decisions that require courage. So I'm not getting Ace of Cups loving yourself as, I take a bath like once a week and light candles. And I'm talking about loving yourself enough to make those difficult choices and facing your fears. By telling a better story about yourself. feels like you have a real opportunity here to take control of your life by loving yourself. Wow. All right. I'm going to end this here. If you are interested, I'm going to do an extended reading on Patreon. Just continue right where we left off here. I'm halfway through the reading. And if you're interested in continuing, if this has resonated with you, there's a link in the description box below. It says extended reading here. You click on that link, takes you over to Patreon, and I'll look at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. It costs $5 a month. It helps support me so I can continue to do these readings for you. So I appreciate all of you who do support me through Patreon. Much appreciated. And hopefully the $5 is a easy fee to pay for that. So, all right, I'll see you over on Patreon. The rest of you who are ending the reading here, have a wonderful day. I hope this was helpful. Take care. Bye.